is the Doublet Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
Yes then, people, just gone 43 minutes past 7 here on Trickstar Radio. We're here bright and early, getting into today's edition of Marvel Watch. Now, for those who aren't aware, this part of the show is where we dive into one of my favourite things in the world, which is, of course, the MCU and the surrounding areas of Marvel creation. And we look at the latest news with what's going on. And obviously, right about now, we are in tune to the sounds of Loki, the brand new series which launched last week. The most recent episode was yesterday. I did watch it with my good friend Champagne Breakfast. If you haven't heard of him, you can check out a video on the on youtube.com/CubCamTV where we're drinking rare sodas together. Very, very bizarre video, but very worth watching. Moving forward, though, we're going to look at what happened in yesterday's episode. So there are going to be a few spoilers. So as soon as the bomb lands, there's spoilers going to be in the building, so please be aware. If you haven't watched the episode yet, switch off now and come back in 5 minutes, because I don't want to ruin it for you, but we need to talk about things that were going on. So here's your 5-second warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are in. So, we're 2 episodes into the Loki series, and a lot has basically been discovered so far. From what we can gather, the entire series is based off an alternate timeline in which Loki basically escapes at the end of Avengers 1. In 2012, he escapes due to the actions of the Avengers in Endgame. He gets the Tesseract and is able to teleport away, and he basically moves away from what is the established timeline. The Holy Timeline, I think, is actually what it ends up being called. But essentially, as soon as this happens, the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, appear through these weird shimmering doorways, and they basically take him away, and they take him to this big office block hidden away in some distant corner of reality. There's a real kind of 80s feel going on with the way the office looks. It's almost quite Matrixy in the way that everyone's wearing sort of slightly dull colors. The whole thing, there's something about the way it's filmed that is a little bit eerie, and it does have that feel of kind of like an 80s or 70s office where everyone's a little bit glum about the fact they're there. We don't really know that much about the TVA so far, because we finished the second episode and we just know it's there. And the main point of the first episode, realistically, is looking at Loki as a character and breaking down his sort of character arc and basically making him go through the same sort of transformation as he does throughout the Dark World, throughout Ragnarok, and then Infinity War as well, as we see him pop up in all 3 of those films. And he goes for a bit of a character reformation, and he becomes a good guy by the end of it, by the looks of things. So they basically need to kind of switch it around so that's who he becomes. Now, for me, the main reason I'm doing this extended review is because the series, for me, is moving a tad slowly. If you compare it to Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, by this point, we're already seeing a fair bit of madness going on, and I don't know if it's because Loki is a character that we associate a lot happening with, but the fact that he's been kind of stripped of his powers, the fact that the whole thing is kind of normalized very, very quickly, that he's unable to be Loki. There's something a little bit off about it for me, but I'm sure as the series progresses, we are going to see more and more of Loki basically being Loki. So far, Tom Hiddleston's absolutely smashed it. The performance in the first episode was quite moving, where you actually get to see him witness his whole life. But yeah, I just feel it could be moving a little bit quicker. Throughout the second episode, we do start to see it pick up a little bit. We do see essentially the second variant, which is what they're called, the people that actually move away from the established timelines. And it is revealed at the end of the episode, again, if you are still listening in and you don't want a spoiler, move away now. But at the end of the episode, it is revealed that they are chasing, obviously, the end of the first episode, it's revealed they're chasing another version of Loki. At the end of the second episode, it is revealed that they are chasing Lady Loki, which is very, very exciting indeed. It opens up the potential once again for an expanded MCU multiverse. But are they teasing us? Are Marvel teasing us once again? The expanded multiverse was actually teased in the original version. It was teased in Spider-Man. It was teased in WandaVision as well. This idea that there are other universes coming together, and we're seeing everything like kind of happen at on different dimensional planes. But with this one, they're teasing it very, very, very specifically. But they're also saying there is only one sacred timeline that everything must follow. At the end of this episode, however, we do see that sacred timeline get bombed with these sort of reality bombs, and then loads of split timelines appear. So are we witnessing the birth of the multiverse in a way that is going to then affect Doctor Strange down the line? Are we witnessing it in a way that is going to be kind of wrapped up by the end of this series, or is it going to be something that sticks with us throughout the end? I think so far there's a lot of questions being asked, and it's opening up a lot of potential doors, but we know how Marvel like to play it. They throw us curveballs and dead herrings all the time. Is it dead herrings or red herrings? I genuinely don't know what the phrase is, but anyway, we move. That's my general thoughts on the series so far. Do let us know your thoughts on the series and where you think it could go. I definitely think this is a potential way they can open up into the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness film. However, I wouldn't put it past them to just wrap everything up and this is all done in a pocket universe and sorted out by the end of this series. We're 2 episodes in, there's 6 episodes, they're around 50 minutes each. Do go and check it out on Disney Plus if you haven't already. Moving forward, though, we're going to get into this one, The Sounds of Any. Fantastic tune. It goes by the name of I Want. Following that, we're going to get into some Mr. Williams alongside Top Cat, his single Rockin' Star. So keep it locked. We're live on the big bad Trickstar Radio. It's Breakfast with Kxvu.
This is Breakfast with Kxvu, bringing you their morning flavours on Trickstar Radio.
Trickstar Radio.